I know there are some among us who say we mustn't use phrases and words like fight because they are akin to violence. I broadly agree that we do not need to use violence and should not seek to use violence as our weapon. We do, though, need to raise our voices from the suppressed position we've been forced into. We need to stand as a group, stand as one, forum with those who've been so poorly abused and put down for nearly 40 years. If those who would silence us make it a situation where we need to fight just to stand and have our voices heard, if they make it a fight, we need to sing out and fight back, as if we were fighting for our very lives. There must be a few among the poorest in society, those who have suffered under successive governments, under the control those political parties, Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem, and even UKIP, who are now claiming to be an alternative, under the control of those parties who are themselves paid for and controlled by the wealthy people, who would treat us as subhumans. I speak to you, obviously. Beyond that, to those who may have a sensitive heart and genuine intellect, but through good fortune do not have to suffer the dire and increasing shadow of poverty. Yet. I know we like to think we are a fair nation, one which gives everyone and treats everyone as such. And on that basis, those who miss out have somehow failed themselves. One look at the facts of the matter show that ridiculous. One read of the letters pages of the corporate media or their message boards would show how poor we have become, how proud some of the people are of their ignorance. We must try to reach them with our voices too. Why do we fight? We fight because people who work the lowliest and most difficult jobs in our society cannot afford to live and eat with what they earn. We fight because those with disability are forced into slavery, while the rich get richer and the country grows ever poorer in every sense of the word. Woe betide those who might realise what a tragedy this country is becoming and slip into depression. Your debilitating condition will mean little to the slave drivers, and they will happily hound you until suicide. We see those things which we, our parents, our ancestors beyond that, have fought and paid to create, handed out like they are owned by them, by those paid and bought parties of the super rich, to anyone who will give them their piece of the action. People are starving to death in one of the richest countries in the history of the world. People are killing themselves rather than starve. People are freezing. People are suffering. In the face of an almost united front of corruption and deceit, we need to stand and say that we who live and suffer due to the grand lie of the need for austerity have gained the knowledge to know that it has failed. Your BBC, your other TV, your corporate-owned tabloids cannot tell starving people we are doing well and expect any but the most gullible to believe that. You can no longer peddle the lie of austerity to people who are taking the time to study economics and really realise the whole thing is fake. I ask this of everyone who's protested when the government has ignored them. Everyone who's had the sense to see the likes of the BBC and newspapers for the peddlers of lies they are. Everyone who's stood in a pub and realised with the magic of alcohol that things aren't getting any better. This is the time to hit those who suppress and ignore us, when they will listen most. This is the only time when they will listen. Because banners mean nothing to these arrogant money-funded liars. But votes affect their livelihoods. We may not change the system overnight. We may not win. But we must stand and try to win. Some of us might be fighting for a future we'll never see. But the vision of what that future could be, depending upon whether or not we stand and fight for what is right now, must drive us on for those who are young and those who are yet to be born. We must care because for too long our governments haven't. We must be the people with integrity. We must serve the truth. We must love our country and world more than the other people, the right-wing people who pretend to love their world. Pretend to. We must show these parties of the rich that a real opposition, not with their masses of money, but with the masses themselves stood together, is no longer fooled by the phony choices of Tory or fake Tory, and is able to stand together to have our voices heard, or remove those in power who ignore us from their lauded positions. I am not arguing for any one party. I am arguing for those parties which give a damn, against those parties which do nothing for anyone but cause division and suffering. On May the 7th, use your voice. Use your vote. Join the fight. Vote for one of the parties which will work against the deceit of the rich man's parties to improve the lives of those who live outside of London Square Mile. Vote SNP. Vote Plaid Cymru. Vote Mebian Carroll. Vote for the Green Party. Vote for the National Health Action Party. Stand with those parties who will actually stand up for your interests. Stand and fight with us for a better future.